In our previous session, the Nine Hells grappled with the task of trying to recover the phylactery from the stone altar in the Feywild, before they were met with the sudden appearance of Sigismund Moloch, Gregory's long-standing rival. Tensions flared as bitter chides were exchanged between the two, and what looked increasingly like a fight would break out before Sigismund's ally, Halazar the Quiet, appeared through another portal. Acting as a mediator, he tried to calm the two stalwart warriors before the group was set upon by the horde of undead surrounding the ruined church of Malar. The group were in a race for time to collect the phylactery and escape before they were swarmed. A fierce battle took place upon the hilltop where Gregory, John Claude and Belladonna fought with Sigismund to fend off the undead, while Halazar and Fiddle conflated their intellect to bypass a magical shroud protecting the altar and retrieve the phylactery from within. The group joined together where Halazar activated his Sanctuary Rod of Returning, where the party were teleported back to Elminster's demiplane. Fiddle, Gregory and John Claude all soon after fell into a deep sleep from the phylactery's magic, sending them into a dreamlike state akin to the spell Dream of the Blue Veil. There, they saw an unfolding scene of a fishing hamlet set ablaze, and a young student experimenting on his fellow pupils in the school, before being roused awake by Belladonna. Here is where we rejoin our adventure as the party reawake. So, couple of tidbits. Last episode I forgot about this with everything going on. So, there's a rule in the D&D Dungeon Master's Guide for the Feywild. Anytime you leave the Feywild through a portal, or just leave it in general, you've got to roll a wisdom saving throw to see if you remember your time spent in the Feywild. This is a thing that just happens to all creatures that are not native to the Feywild. So I need you all to roll me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Nice.
23.
23. 20.
15.
15. Okay, so you all pass. So you all remember your time in the Feywild. Belladonna did not. So, she remembers none of her time there. Right. Gregory, as you've just come out of the Dream of the Blue Veil, you were hasted when you teleported. After your haste ends, you fall into a steep of exhaustion.
Take one exhaustion, right?
So, no. So, essentially, you just cannot move or take actions as a wave of lethargy sweeps over you for essentially a round. So, for 6 seconds, similar to, like the superhero films, like after they've just had a big battle and then they go to like stand up and their just knees buckle beneath them and they just fall down. You're sort of in that state, story beat wise. As you all wake up and you see Sigismund is currently shouting, pointing over towards you lot, as Belladonna's just woke you all awake, and Halazar is currently restraining him, as she is just thrown the phylactery down the ways in the pickaxe holes in Sanctuary, as you all rouse awake. And you're hearing Sigismund being like, Halazar, you're an ally. But if you don't move, I will tear you apart.
Sigismund, please.
And you see Halazar's trying to use his
Just for once. Shut up. We're clearly past this at the moment. I could have killed you, and I didn't.
We'll do it now.
Well, as I've been so swayed...
Again,
come on!
Shut up.
Stand up! You knave!
Again, Sigismund, we're in Sanctuary. We're not allowed. We keep telling you this. Stop picking fights with us here. Pick a fight with us when we're not here.
As
We'll murder you then.
As you say that, Fiddle, this portal opens up, all behind you lot, and you're still kind of led down, or a bit half disorientated, so you kind of pivot round on the spot, and you see coming through your portal is a figure you recognise, native to Sanctuary, is Lariel Silverhand, who is one of the sisters with the silver hair that resides here. Okay, so standing this elven female figure, pale skin, long silver hair that falls down to her knees, wearing wizard's robes. 2 other wizards step out from the portal behind her as well, and you see she whispers an incantation and casts Otterluke's Resilient Saphir around the phylactery and starts like hovering it up in the air, and you see this like translucent sphere is just basically holding the phylactery in place, just floating, as this portal sort of rifling around Doctor Strange style behind her, where you can see the entrance to the moving stairs inside this sanctuary tower.
Move, for sure.
Very wise move. Well done.
Right. If you're all done measuring your cocks, do you want to come with me?
Well, yes, I suppose.
short on
I suppose
time.
we are. Sigismund, what do you say? You bastard.
Sounds good.
You see Sigismund brushes off Halisar, kind of pushes him to the side like he's not even there, kind of just brushes himself down, and storms past you, spits on the ground next to where you're kind of laying down, Gregory, and just walks through the portal.
Petulant child. This man killed my wife.
You see Lariel standing there, and she's got a stern look about her, like a look of authority, and she's looking at all of you. She's like, come, we don't have much time. And she steps through the portal after Sigismund. The two mages stand either side, waiting for you lot to come through.
We follow.
Okay, Fiddle, as you go to stand up as well, I just want you to roll me just a basic constitution check.
2.
2? Okay, so...
2.
Gregory, you're sort of trying to get some feeling back into your thighs. You're kind of punching your thighs, and you look over at Fiddle. And Fiddle, as you go to stand up, you collapse as well, as you fell in the last battle. Oh no, sorry, you didn't fall, but you went unconscious when you came through into Sanctuary, then came back. With all your spells spent and still nearly on death's doors, you're very worse for wear. So you're both struggling to kind of stand up, as John Claude, you're kind of there. You managed to brush yourself off fine. You're a bit weathered and worn, but you're not as bad as the other two of your companions.
How close am I to Fiddle?
Just so you have that in mind.
Good.
Okay.
You're like 5 feet away.
Well, I'll struggle and stand up, and I'll walk over to Fiddle, put my hand on his shoulder, and I'll expend some lay on hands.
I've got 50 hit points. I've got plenty of hit points.
Oh, you still got the hit points, okay.
Like exhausted, I think.
Maybe
Yeah,
Gregory, you might have
okay.
done that. To revive you,
Possibly.
healed you.
But I
But
think I did maybe a superior healing potion or something. But either way, yeah, I think I'm exhausted, so I create a cane, like a walking stick. using
Yeah.
My, whatever it's called,
I could-
minor conjuration.
Pick you up if you'd like.
Yeah, start walking with that for a little bit. No, thank you, Gregory.
Yeah.
Thank you anyway. But
Anyway, onwards.
We could take a rest in your tiny hut. It's been a while since we've had the tiny
What
hut.
happened to the mansion?
It has, you're right. The mansion's still around, but unfortunately it takes quite a hefty spell slot to create the mansion. And we've been in some pretty big battles
For
recently.
sure. Surely we have.
And I think we might be in a pocket dimension now, so I think maybe the mansion might not work. It
Well,
might.
I mean, if the beds are anything like last time, I mean, very comfortable already.
We won't need them, you're right. Very comfortable beds here. I remember that.
you see the two mages standing either side of the portal. They're
Yes,
like,
we're
come,
coming.
hurry,
We're coming.
now.
We're sorry, we're just very tired.
Okay, yeah, we can either come now or hurry. Pick two. Here we come.
They just stare at you, eyeballing you as you all walk through the portal. Yeah, so like for flavour wise, how I've always seen it is like magical healing in D&D, sort of like it clots the wound and it kind of patches over the wound, but you know the injury is still there to you, if that makes sense. So you're still, in case of you, Fiddle, still very much feeling the rock fall and the prismatic wall that went up and like kind of basically almost like, well, it killed you outright, do you know what I mean? You're still feeling all that impact, but yeah, the healing magic is basically stopping you from dying, but you're still feeling the aftermath of battle.
Yep, sounds good to me.
You all walk through, and you find yourselves in the lobby area of Sanctuary, which is you've got the main tower, the Four Corners Tower, and you've got this, as I've described previously, this Harry Potter style moving staircase that runs up the root of the tower. In the lobby area itself, it is packed full of people. You walk through and you see there's loads of people, almost like like courtiers in a kingdom. They're all kind of in their groups, huddling, talking. You're seeing people with loads of different banners and symbols on their clothing. There's a lot more than there was previously, and you're seeing the Dragonborns that reside here. Some that are acting as guards, some that are like working in the tower. All seem very on edge with all these different races that they're experiencing for the first time. As you walk in, and you see the two mages come in behind you, close the portal, and start leading you up the staircases in a sort of hurried fashion. You see Lariel standing at the base of the moving staircases, and she's like, right, there is a council that is taking place right now. Those of you that feel up to it, come join me. Those of you that need the long rest, go take it now, because we will, after the council retires, we are moving towards battle. So
Will the council wait for us to take a long rest?
no, the council's convening right this very second. I left the council to come collect you. And this.
You guys take a rest, I'll go.
Fiddle,
So we go to battle in like an hour.
You see Lariel's already turned and walked up. She is in a hurried state, and she is not waiting around for anyone. So those of you that are moving, and there are people behind you that are kind of pushing forward as well. So those of you that need the long rest, go. Those of you that are going with her, go now. Gregory's going. John Claude's going. Fiddle, what are you doing?
I definitely need a long rest. That's so sad. Well, sort of. No, I definitely do.
This isn't me forcing you, by the way. It's your choice what you want to do. It just might have some ramifications down the line. This is one of those game moments. It's like go left or go right.
To be fair, I didn't really.
What do you guys think? I definitely feel like I need a long rest. But
Yeah,
I think
take
you
the
should
rest.
take the rest.
I didn't really
Yeah,
use that
okay,
many spell
fine.
slots last thing anyway. I kind of just used thingy, so I'm
Okay.
still all good.
I'm gonna rest. Damn. So fucking annoying.
Okay.
Yeah, alright, I'll take a rest.
Okay, Fiddle. So you're going to take a long rest. Halazar is going to join you as well. Not in the same room, obviously, but he needs the rest as well. He's used up a few spell slots, so he comes with you.
Where's Belladonna? Does she not need a rest?
Belladonna's with you. She's coming along.
Okay.
So how the guards, the two mages behind you, have kind of pushed you into, basically, the stairs are wide enough for two people to walk side by side together. They've deliberately split up. They've targeted these two as well, Sigismund and Gregory. Gregory's at the back and Sigismund's at the front. John Claude, you've been pushed in with Sigismund, and Belladonna's been pushed in with Gregory. I need Gregory and JC to both roll me a d20.
12.
12.
12.
Roll again.
A 3.
That's 16.
Okay. So, starting off with JC, you've been put to the front with Sigismund as you're following Lariel up the moving staircase. Again, the chamber, Elminster's chamber with the round table, is about 70 floors up, so it's a bit of a hike. And after a few flights of stairs, you see Sigismund sort of like looking behind his shoulder, trying to catch Gregory's eyes, but there's like people charting off to different side sections of the tower, so he can't really catch his eye, and starts looking you up and down and sort of sizing you up, and he sort of tugs a smile and he's like, you Gregory's boyfriend?
Yeah.
Ah,
And?
I thought as much. Oh, no reason. I just
Yeah, I didn't think so.
he just
Yeah, mind your own goddamn business.
he's grown soft. He doesn't seem to take a challenge anymore. And I remember the Gregory I used to know wouldn't think twice about running into a building and slaughtering everyone in there.
Well, I've brought the lighter side of him out, so leave us to it. Thank you very much.
Soft. And he sort of like marches on. You get the sense, JC. Actually, JC, roll me an insight check.
Nat one.
he just seems a bit misogynistic.
Yeah. That's all I got from that.
Gregory, you're at the back. You've got all these crowds that are slowly dispersing as you walk up the stairs, and you've got Belladonna next to you. She's quite injured, but she seems to be like sort of trudging on, kind of hobbling up the stairs.
Well, okay. I'll expend a couple of lay on hands on her. Right,
Okay.
I'll give her
How
10.
much? 10. Okay. So you stop for a second as you reach one of the flights, top of the flight stairs, and you utter the incantation, and she feels her leg come back to her, and she's like, "Thank
You're welcome.
you,
No
Gregory.
information needed this time.
You're not all bad, you know."
Well, what can I say? There's bigger things at risk than my own ego.
You both start walking on. She's like, "Why are you doing all this, if you don't mind me asking? I get... Well, to be honest, with the only motive I really understand is Fiddles. Jean-Claude, I think he's so done with everything, but he feels like it's never going to leave him if he doesn't just, get on with like saving the world, even though he doesn't want to. But with you seem like you have other motives. Why are you...
I did.
Well, he's...
I wanted so badly to kill Molotch. Now I've seen him twice in front of me, and... there's bigger things. I've wasted so much of my life trying to kill him already that now, in comparison, this whole situation seems like a bigger calling. And if I can do at least one good thing since Elizabeth, it might as well be this.
Is that Gregory
It is
telling the
indeed
truth?
Gregory telling the truth.
Alright. She... I don't know what the right word is for the expression, but she seems like there's a happiness that goes over her face with a sort of sadness at the same time. You can tell with her being a bard, she's very much someone that likes speaking to people, likes hearing their stories. Very much a what's the right word? Like people watcher.
Yep.
Character studies. She very much likes watching, understanding people, getting to know them. And I think you look at her and she sees a lot more than a lot of people would just by looking at you. You see she's really staring into your eyes, and she can see there's like a lot of history there.
In the beginning, I didn't care for Fiddle or JC all that much, but now I don't know what I'd do without them.
Friends are, the purest form of magic, I would say.
A few months ago, I would have laughed at you for saying that. Probably called you pompous. But I do believe you're right. I do believe you're right.
It's a bit corny, I know, but we are staring potentially at the end of the world. I mean,
None of the nine hells have anything to say about it.
don't doubt that. Do you know? And she sort of like looks away, and you continue walking on as she's sort of like looking over at the banister.
Yes.
Do you think like Jean-Claude likes me?
What do you think?
And you see she's sort of like looking around a bit, blush on her cheeks, and just like, I think
And
so.
hold on to that hope.
She's she looks up, she nods, and she's like, I don't think I've... Yeah, I will. Thank you, Gregory. I appreciate
You're
that.
welcome, Belladonna, but don't tell them I said what I said, okay?
Oh,
No.
don't worry, I won't tell a
Thank
soul.
you. Right.
And roll me a perception check.
It's a 2.
Okay? She won't tell a soul.
I'm sure she won't.
Alright, so Fiddle, for the purposes of this, you can take a long rest. Feel free to weigh in with little bits here and there as well. I don't want to like exclude you at all, but you know, just for the sake of purposes, obviously you aren't in the room, so if there is something you do spot.
So sad. This is like the big council before we get into battle. I've been thinking about this literally like since we came off of Soul Rock.
If you want, you can.
That's what I'm saying. There's no point in me, you know. I'm then going to be crippled for the final battle, so there isn't really a choice, which is sad.
Yeah, I've done this deliberately to the point where it's like, there's not really a great situation either way. It's yeah, I'm a nasty bitch like that.
But, yeah, that is mean. It's mean that you're doing this.
It is mean, but I'm also trying to introduce some steaks with some chips on the side. But yeah, so there is that. So yeah, again, I don't want to exclude you. And again, feel free to weigh in with different things. I'm sure that you can like send messages, right?
No, I'm asleep.
Oh,
Yeah, how long is this meeting? If it's an 8-hour meeting, or is it like an hour so I can go to the meeting and then go and rest? I don't know.
This isn't knowledge you wouldn't know. So
Not a fan.
Okay.
But that's sort of what I'm trying to think. What would Fiddle do in this situation? Just be like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm going to go for an 8-hour sleep then. Or somebody goes, no, a really important meeting. Like the meeting that decides the fate of the world is going on right now.
Fiddle, you slept through the end of the world. There's nothing left.
Like, I want to be there then, 100%. I'm going to go to this meeting then. He goes, oh, yeah, but you won't have time to sleep later. What do you mean? Is the meeting like 8 hours long? You know, I don't know. Just feel like I've sort of rolled over. Been like, yeah, okay, I'm going for sleep. You guys go to the big important meeting with all the important people.
It's up to you, man.
But that's what I'm asking you. What do we know? What do I know about it? These are my questions. You just sort of said, well, either you can take a long rest now or you can go to this meeting. Which is quite abstract.
So,
how long is the meeting going to be?
So this is sort of part of it. Again, that is all the knowledge you are aware of at the time, and the idea with this is I'm trying to establish a state of disorientation with you guys travelling to the Feywild and back. It's sort of supposed to play into all of this. So realistically, you guys have like woken up late for school, gotten in, and then you've been told you've had like a meeting with the head teacher, and you have like no idea what it's about, but you walk into the head teacher's office. You know, it's really like could be anything. I think
I get that. I feel like in this situation, Fiddle would go to the meeting, but
they go
I don't want to
to
go to the. I don't want to go to the
I'm-
final battle with like no spell slots. That's my problem.
Yeah.
Because if that's the case, then yeah, we're going to have this meeting, and then Fiddle's going to want to rest. Well, you know, at the end of the day, saving the world is almost certainly going to rest on our shoulders. So if we say we need a rest after this meeting, we're taking a rest after this meeting. That's sort of what I feel like Fiddle wants to say.
I agree.
Fiddle wants to go, what do you mean I'm not going to have a rest? Like, fuck yourself. We're in charge of saving the world, essentially. Unless you guys think you can go ahead without us, go for it. But, you know.
We'll go in 8 hours later.
This is what I'm saying about, you know, rolling over.
No,
I don't
that's
think you
perfect.
would. I don't think you'd be
Fine,
like,
I'm with Fiddle. Let's go to the meeting, then have a nap. Fuck everyone else.
Yeah. What do you mean you're going to go without us? Fine, go for it. We'll show up 8 hours late. Good luck in those first 8 hours. Oh, you all died? Should have waited, I guess. I don't know. Just, you know, we've been through so much shit. We finally got the phylactery, and now they're telling us, oh, well, now you've got to stick to our schedule. What do you mean? We got you the phylactery. This has only now been set in motion because of us.
So are you going to the meeting or not, Fiddle?
Yeah.
Yes,
Again, this is.
I am going to the meeting. I'm going to undo my long rest.
Okay. This is sort of D&D as well. Like there isn't like a game story you have to follow. Like you guys do get to determine how the story plays out as well. So if that is what you want to do, that is a valid option as well. You know, it is all about negotiating. So you'll arrive at the top of the stairs, and you hear shouting coming out from Elminster's chamber, and Lariel's like, right, the council's in session. I'm going to take you through now, and it essentially is just Gregory, Belladonna, Jean-Claude, and Sigismund.
Fiddle come exacerbate.
And then you start hearing,
wait!
wait!
Hold on a second. Hold on one little second. This doesn't sit right with me.
You see L'Ariel's
We had
at
that
the door,
discussion
and she is just like, like deep sighing, massaging the top of her nose. As you start hearing Fiddle's voice come out, and this cane that's echoing up the staircase.
I knew we wouldn't miss it.
Sorry, guys. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I thought about it. I tried. Sat in the room for like 2 seconds. I thought, should I send FM? I could send FM in my place. I was like, no, he's not going to be able to take any notes. He doesn't even speak English. The fool.
What's English?
Common. That's the gnomish word for it. Come on, let's go.
All right, L'Ariel looks at all of you, gives you a nod, and enters into Elminster chamber. So, to give you the brief description that I've given before, it is a circular room, a large circular room with recesses in the walls where there are like statues that dot around the circular room. There are 3 different doors. One of them you've just walked through. There are 2 to your left and right. One to your left, 1 to your right, and then on the opposite side there is a door frame with like a red curtain that's draped over where Elminster resides in his bed. Deathly sick. In the middle of the room itself there is a large round table, very on the nose here, and there you can see 8 different characters all standing around, and they are in the middle of a shouting match. You could sort of describe this as sort of a battlefield of diplomacy going on right now of who can shout the loudest. You've got a human male that is basically pointing his finger over at the table to a human female, and he's like, well, if you want the aid of Waterdeep, then you best join the Lord's Alliance. That is the only way this will work. Why should we come to your aid? Where have you been for us? And the lady on the opposite end is one that you will recognise as Queen Alisair, the human female with golden hair braided into a ponytail, athletic build, and she is adorning the Oberskaya crown. And she's like, my lord, I recognise that I am asking for your help, but it's not with great dire heart that... And you see someone else interrupts, another human male, saying, well, to hell with all of this, the army is fast approaching. What are we all going to do about it? What, just stand here and debate it all day? I need to get back to Baldur's Gate at once. And you're seeing all these different individuals, all different, they all look nobility or royalty. They are all seemingly representatives of different major holdings within Faerun. As you all walk in, I'll ask you all to give me a history check as sort of like the passive check.
24.
15. 24.
8.
8. Okay, so starting with JC, you obviously recognise Queen Alisair. I'm just going to start giving you the photo aids, as I've just mentioned now. She is accompanied by Lord Magister Sivava, who you also recognise. An elderly human male with a wrinkled and sunken face. He wears mage robes and has eyes that are shrouded by his brow bone. Very sinister looking. Oh, sorry. And you also recognise Storm Silverhand, so the twin sister of L'Ariel, who's just led you into the chamber. So this one I do have a photo aid for. Storm Silverhand. So she is the one that you originally met when you came through the lake. A 6'2" female elf with long silver hair that falls to her knees, almost identical.
Eyes
to
front,
her sister.
gentlemen.
Astonishingly.
Just said that to Josh. I remember this photo aid.
Yeah, it's I can't find much
she's
better.
Not wearing that.
No, she is not wearing that. She is. She's got astonishingly beautiful features that frame her blue-grey eyes. She's got very tan skin, and she wears otherworldly silver armour. So not a denim overall.
Not dungarees with not much else.
Um,
Good photo aid.
Yeah, really has some staying power, that one.
yeah, so, sorry. Obviously, Sigismund Monarch walks in and joins the table. Human male, hairy black locks, scruffy beard, cat-like eyes, and a dead hand clasped to his wrist. Obviously, you all know that one. Moving over to Fiddle. There are two figures you recognise. Gregory, you're recognising all of these. You get a sense of
Very up
who
to
they
date with
are
my
as
politics.
well, so don't. I suppose because your background as well. This is stuff that probably would have been drilled into you.
I think it works quite well. The numbers we've rolled, sort of. I think me and Gregory would know more than JC, and I feel like Fiddle just thinks all politicians are the same, so hasn't really bothered, learning them specifically. Whereas Gregory, I feel like, would have been knowledgeable of all of them.
So, Fiddle, you recognise the human male that was pointing his finger at Queen Alusair, who was demanding her to join the Lord's Alliance. It's a human male with a marine buzz-cut red hair, clean-shaven with a cleft chin, and he is fitted with plate armour also. This is one Lord Caledorn Castellanta. He is one of the richest people in Waterdeep, as well as a notable figure in there. And there is a lady next to him, who is Lady Tisara Chadran, who is the current Blackstaff at Waterdeep. A female half-elf with curly auburn locks of hair, hazel eyes which pop on her pale skin. She currently has like an all-black robe and a black staff, in keeping with the Blackstaff tradition. So these you do recognise because obviously you're native to Waterdeep. These are very notable figures within the place itself. The other one you recognise is a representative from Baldur's Gate. So there is a lot to remember here. So you are getting an information overload.
Oh, that one was quite funny.
A middle
contrast.
Yeah, I've had to take a liberty with a few of them.
That's my favourite one.
That one's actually from
yeah,
third
I'm
edition.
a big fan of him.
So,
Nice. I like it.
this is Grand Duke Eltan. He is one of the 4 Grand Dukes of Baldur's Gate. A middle-aged human male with sun-kissed skin, black hair and grey eyes. He is wearing a full suit of polished plate mail. You also know...
He looks like he wants to be anywhere else.
You also know he is the founder of the Order of the Flaming Fists within Baldur's Gate.
Nice.
He is
Gregory.
one of my friends here.
You... No, they're not.
Sad.
So, Gregory, you recognise some of the other people.
I've got 2 people from my city. JC has 1 person from his city, who's here from the Border Kingdoms.
King Nashir Alagondar, I want to say. I don't know for certain. But he's an elderly human male with a receding hairline and a handlebar moustache. He was formerly the Lord of Neverwinter before becoming king. He basically founded his royal dynasty. He is known as a fierce swordsman in his old age. And this gentleman who is representing, he is called Lord Tarn Hornblade. And again, it's another middle-aged human male. Again, this is 3rd edition, so, it's a lot of human males as the characters. With silver hair and a long silver beard. He is wearing noble fineries and carries himself with grace. You know him to have the nickname as Thunderspell because in his early days he used to challenge mages left, right and centre to spell duels. So he is gained the nickname Thunderspell. In his old age, however, he is more of a mediator. He is sort of grown more mature.
It's Silvery Moon in Forgotten Realms. Silver Moon is a WoW thing.
Sorry, yes.
Silvery Moon.
Silvery Moon, yes, sorry.
Sorry.
No. It's good job you said that. To be fair, because I would have missed that.
Thought it was. Just thought I'd better have a quick Google just to double check. But
Okay. These are the people around the round table. There are representatives from basically all the Lords Alliance, as well as some others that you recognise. And there is Waterdeep, Baldur's Gate, Silvery Moon, Neverwinter, Cormyr, that are all represented here in the round table, that are all currently fiercely in debate.
Then I guess.
And
I guess I'm the representative of the Border Kingdoms, Grand Inquisitor of the Helm Order, and military attaché of the Nine Hells.
I mean, you can introduce yourself if you wish.
I think you just did.
Yeah.
They're all shouting. They're all like, no, you need to join the Lord's Alliance. It's like, well, first you need to show some faith. You need to show us some aid. They're all shouting over each other. This room is a cacophony of different sounds that are going on, and you're seeing like a couple of them are turning around to the curtain where Elminster is behind, and they're like, Elminster, please, you have to hear our plight. The army are on the way, and then they go back to their argument again. It's like they're addressing
Lords
it.
and ladies.
Don't worry, we're here. We've arrived. The meeting can begin.
You see,
Go ahead, Gregory.
they all look around, and they're like, and you see Grand Duke turns around. He's like, and who is this?
I am
Who
Gregory
are you?
Weisenhorn, Grand Inquisitor of the Helm Order of the Border Kingdoms. Also, Vice Lieutenant of the Nine Hells Company. This here is our leader,
I'm
JC.
Oh yeah.
And
sorry.
this here is our second Vice Lieutenant. I'll introduce your name, it's very long.
And
Grand Magician also.
Grand Magician, Jator, Jossie, Vordrick, Fiddlesong, Goldflight.
We have retrieved
No fancy titles or anything.
the phylactery.
And yeah, we're the guys who got the thing, got the phylactery.
You see,
We're heroes.
We're heroes.
you see Lord Calendor Castellanta, who's representative of Waterdeep. He kind of leans over and starts listening to Lady Blackstaff, Tessara. And he turns around and he's like, I've never heard of Nine Hells, was it? This company? Why is the sellsword company at this meeting? I thought this is a matter of the world at stake here.
Yeah, like we said, we're not really very showy. We don't really have any political aspirations. We don't really want to rule the world. We're just the ones here to save it.
We have been saving it for a long time.
We have been saving it
And
for
I
a
don't
while.
think many of you people have been saving it for a long
Yeah,
time.
we were
I
on
assume you've
Silk
been
Rock.
fighting each other and doing loads of other dumb shit instead of anything productive. In fact,
see-
it's probably part of the problem.
You see Queen Alisair pipes up at this point. She's like, it's funny that, because last time I saw the Nine Hells, they were very uncooperative in my plight, and are now seemingly...
What do you mean?
Because we're
boss
trying to
around
save the
kings
world.
and
We
queens
explain this
now.
to you. We have more important things to do than you fighting with siblings or whatever dumb shit
nephew.
you're doing.
You see,
Instead of productive shit.
you see Storm Silverhand, who's been basically at the head of the table trying to mediate the two kind of parties. She's like, please, my lords, my ladies, your graces. And she looks at you three and she's like, lords as well, I guess.
Well, actually,
This isn't the
I
time
am.
for this. you see the whole table.
Well, actually, you're right.
They all shut up and all just turn around to look at you, Gregory,
Yes.
very slowly.
well, I raised my ring. I was like, I am, yes, House Weisenhorn, sole survivor and inheritor of the land. Also, Supreme Grand Inquisitor.
Inquisitor.
The Helm
what?
Order.
You see Lady... well, Helm's gone, along with the other gods, which is why we need to... And you see they all start like shouting again and carrying across the table. You see someone else shouts out like, Elminster, please, we need to sort this. And nothing's... And you see Lariel, who led you into the chamber. She's like, shut up! And it's one of those booming voices. She's done like a cantrip to like echo her voice. Bounces around the room. And you see they all fall silent as she's got Otiluke's Resilient Saphir with the phylactery in it. Vroom, 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 vroom. And she slowly kind of like strides around the room. Her long mage robe sort of flailing behind her. And she places the Saphir in the middle of the round table, sort of floating up above it. And joins in on the table as well.
And this, ladies and gentlemen, is why we've been invited to this meeting. We bring you Asarak's phylactery. An instrumental device in destroying our enemy. I heard somebody mention of armies approaching. How long do we have?
You see they all turn around to Grand Duke Eltan, representative of Baldur's Gate. I feel like I'm going to have to say that just to keep it for my own sake as well.
We know Eltan.
Yeah, couldn't forget that guy. That's a face worthy of respect.
He's as confused the day he was born. He's just like, what am I doing here?
You're all part of the problem, except for you, Grand Duke Eltan.
He turns around.
You can chill with us if you like.
He turns around. He's like, well, so our forward scouts reports that from the Flaming Fist that there is an army of undead that's been travelling. They've made their way out of Chult, and they have decimated the border kingdoms. They have decimated Tafir, and Am has just fallen. Baldur's Gate is next on their march as they travel up the coast. Or potentially Candlekeep if they decide to stand there, but I feel like Candlekeep will never come to our assistance. And you see Lariel's like, this is not true. We have a sister that is based there that she is currently working to try and bring them into the folds. They will come round, I am sure of it, my lord. And you see King Nashar, he's like, yes, I concur with my lady here. Her sister is currently running negotiations as we speak, but well, we have the phylactery of the enemy. We should make use of this. We should maybe we could use it against them.
It is sort of the whole point of the phylactery.
It is.
And you see Lariel's like, yes, this is true. We have his phylactery, so we have his weakness. If we destroy the relic, then we render him vulnerable to, and before she finishes, she is sharply cut off by Sigismund, who, again, you're all a bit confused why he has a place here, really. You assume that he has some sort of cognitive role in all of this, but you're not really sure what has given him merit to be at this table. But he says to her, he's like, no, I need that phylactery. I need it for my lord's heart. I need it to trade with Asarak.
Sigismund, this goes beyond that.
What?
Forget worship, forget faith. My god is dead, as is yours. But we can still save this realm.
Are you kidding me? This is the very same man that 20 minutes ago, him and his cronies over here threatened to all kill me for coming to the Feywild to save them. Can you believe this? And these are the people that you want to listen to now. I would have recovered the phylactery if they did not get there first. You lot
come to save us, or did you come for the phylactery to resurrect your
You lot have
god?
been gone 2 months since you arrived in the Gulf of Myr Forest. What have you been doing in the
found the
Feywild?
phylactery, you fool.
2 months?
You've been gone 2 months. Where have you
The
been?
Feywild.
Getting the phylactery. What do you mean?
John Claude.
Did you come to save us, or did you come for the phylactery to resurrect your evil god? I asked the question again.
John Claude,
Are you here to save the realm, or are you here to resurrect your evil god?
He's not dead. He's being controlled by Asarak. Asarak has his heart. I need the phylactery to bargain for his heart back. That's the only way my lord can be free.
So I think everybody else here is here to save the realm, and you're here for other reasons.
We're all here for the same purpose, but John Claude,
No.
with your passive perception, you look up, and there are like sort of clocks. There are 4 different clocks that kind of point north, east, south, and west. It's all very symmetrical in this room, and you see the clock that seems to depict the Faerunian time has the date the 13th of Nightal on it, which strikes you as odd because when you left to the Gulfamere, it was 13th of Marpenoff.
So is that 1 month?
2 months.
Marpenoff, Altar, Feast of the Moon. We missed the Feast of the Moon. How sad. 13th, yeah?
Yeah, on the 13th.
Nice. It's the Feast of the Moon Christmas. Did we miss Christmas? Oh no, I think we missed Halloween.
I need that phylactery. I need it for my lord's heart, and I won't take no for an answer. This is the reason that I came here. This is what reason Millar sent me to Elminster. To help him free him. If we destroy this, Acererak destroys my lord. And you see all the lords are a bit disgruntled at this, and they're like, well, what do we do with it then? Do we,
It's fine, I think you can say your piece, Moloch. You can say your piece, but we still are a council, and we'll still have to vote on what to do with this. And unfortunately, I think that most people here are here to save the realm, not to save your lord. So if we do have a vote on it, there's a good chance that we will aim to destroy it, because that will give the realm the best chance of surviving. So we can push this if you want, but I think chances are it's being destroyed.
You see Lord Calendor, Castellanta, representative of Waterdeep. He pipes up and he's like, well, how does one destroy a phylactery? Does anyone know?
Anybody? Looking around, does anybody put their hand up?
Oh no, I'm feeling a trip to Mordor.
You see Lady Blackstaff, Tassara, next to Lord Calendor. She's like, my lord, it is deep necromantic magic. It takes a powerful mage to create a phylactery. And the circumstances for it being created are usually binding a soul to it and commanding some sort of ritual, as well as contacting some evil welder, some evil deity, or someone of worship. Orcus is usually the go-to, but knowing what we know, Acererak could be from a different world, so he could have sacrificed anyone to any god. But we know it's some sort of sacrificial play that you have to follow, and only then can the phylactery be destroyed. No mortal magic or otherworldly magic can destroy a phylactery.
I mean, surely if we just throw it in a volcano,
No,
that could do it, right?
the lava will not penetrate the phylactery. It is deep magic. It's magic that surpasses the weave itself. I cannot explain it. This is why lichdom is banned, because it is against all life. It is revolting.
So what do you suggest? We do some ritual? Do we know what ritual? Is there any way to find out?
She looks up at the Sophia and she's like, Lariel, Storm? And they're both looking at each other and they seem a bit dumbfounded. And then Storm...
Can I roll an Arcana check?
You can roll an Arcana check.
And that one. Are you sure the volcano won't?
You see Storm looks over to you three and she's like, well,
Damn.
you will retrieve the phylactery, right? Did anything happen when you were getting it? Was there any signs, any notes? Was there anything at all out of the ordinary that happened?
You touch the phylactery, you should be...
Gregory, you've...
spell should be cast upon you, where you fall asleep. It will show you something from a vision. Something from a story. A fisherman and his family, a school, a burning barn, a laboratory in the sewers, sacrifices. At least 3.
You see Storm stares directly at you, Gregory, and walks around the round table, passing Sigismund, and comes up to you, and she raises her hand towards your temple, but kind of leaves it a couple inches shy, and she's like, may
Yes.
I? And she places her hand and closes her eyes.
Don't look at her tits. Don't look at her tits.
die,
Don't look at her
Gregory.
tits.
She's wearing silver armor, for fuck's sake.
No, she isn't.
Not in Gregory's mind.
You see Belladonna's side-eyeing you, John Claude.
I'm looking at my shoes.
Okay. You see Storm opens her eyes up
Practiced.
and takes her middle finger off your temple, Gregory.
Yes.
He's just looking at it.
I assume you got all the information that you needed.
She's not laughing, by the way.
Sorry.
Fuck's sake. She looks round over to her sister that is now quarter way round the table. She's like, a fishing hamlet. Loved ones inside burning.
I believe it's a variation on the Dream of the Blue Veil. I believe we're seeing visions and experiences from other worlds.
Yes, I believe you're correct with that one. She walks around sort of a bit in long contemplation, and you see Sigismund pipes up again. He's like, well, this is all very good, but there's no point talking about it because it's not going to happen. We're not destroying the phylactery. And before he finishes...
Would you like to take a vote?
Well,
you see...
wait, hang on. Just hypothetically, everybody hear me out. If it's really, really, really difficult to destroy, just for a second, what are the chances of Moloch and his weird god saving the world?
Well, Malar isn't...
I don't think they'll save the world. There's a chance of him bringing his god
Well,
back.
Malar isn't essentially
There's a
evil.
chance of him bringing his evil god back.
Just the god of the hunt.
Isn't he? Suppose we could bring him back and say, hunt Azarac.
Please.
Please.
Again, I reiterate, he is not dead. As you well know, he is just being controlled by Azarac as a puppet.
So you are interested in clarifying that, but you haven't weighed in at all whether either of you would help and save. No, you don't get it. Nice try. You fucked it. Get out.
Nubanian is still alive.
Obviously,
saving the world.
there wouldn't be any material plane to hunt on if Azarac succeeds, hence why Malar sent me here. He sent me away from Salt Rock to do this. I am the only one he trusts, and then he pulls up his right hand that has the undead sort of like claw on it, and then you see he looks over at it and it just pops off and lands onto the table, and then stands up on his own, a bit like Wednesday with the undead hand, and starts kind of like crawling up along him. He's
It's
like,
disgusting.
he chose me. I am the chosen of Malar. This is what he sent me here to do. I am his most trusted, and he sent me here to help you. Not hinder you, help you. But I can't very well help you if my lord dies. Hence why I need the phylactery intact. If we free him, yes. Obviously, he will want to destroy the one mortal being, might I add. Not immortal, mortal being that has enslaved him. He is
Sigismund,
furious. What do you think he would do? What do you think I would do to you,
I have spoken
Gregory?
to a priest of Malar, and she has formally denounced you. And yet you say you are the chosen of Malar.
You see the crawling hand goes up onto his shoulder.
Shots
Oh.
fired.
You've been excommunicated, my brother.
What are you trying to say,
You've been
brother?
excommunicated. Yet somehow you are the chosen.
I don't care what some old hag in a temple says. I know what I am. You see he's getting a bit uncomfortable. So, as you say that, you all start hearing this. As you start hearing her. And you see Lariel and Storm, who's at the head of the table, both turn their shoulders to look back at the curtain behind them. And you see the curtain move. And this hunched, elderly human male figure with a walking cane bit like scene with King Viserys out of House of the Dragon. And you see everyone shuts up and just looks round as Elminster walks down the steps towards the round table, which again is only about 10 feet away from the door, but it takes an age for him to reach there as he's hunched over and he just kind of hobbles there. And he rises.
Take my hat off.
My lords, my ladies, your graces, and heroes. And he bows to the Nine Hells. I've heard a lot of slander and discourse on this table. I summoned you here to save the world. This talk of alliances, this talk of phylacteries, this talks of undead does not matter. The blue flame will consume us all
He's
alive
right.
if we do not stop
I've
it.
seen it. Albanian himself is consumed.
That he has, and I know you, Gregory, have seen Helm's divine realm up in flames.
I have.
I will.
So what?
Yes.
What do you recommend we do? What's the best course of action here? We will take any course you suggest.
Am has fallen, yes. And he looks over to Lord Cassador and Grand Duke Elton.
Grand Duke Elton.
Oh,
I hope you
favourite
see this.
long nap.
And Grand Duke is like, yes, my lord. My High Mage, Elminster, yes. Am has fallen. He's like, very well. Then we mount our defence to the Cloud Peaks Mountains. That is where we'll make our stand. We will not let them trudge any further into our civilization. We must stand as one against this undead threat. I will travel to Candlekeep person. And you see kind of like almost collapses, and Lariel and Storm either side of him, the twin sisters, kind of pick him up, lean him up. He's kind of says thank you, but gently pushes him aside, and he's like, I will travel to Candlekeep personally, and I'll convince those stuck-up mages to help the world. They will come to the Cormorium locals. I know that the Sea of Fallen Stars is sunken, and I know that your people are in turmoil, Queen Alistair. We will help bring them to the fray, and in return, the Purple Dragon Knights will come to our aid. Does this sound like a fair deal? And you see Queen Alistair, stern in her figure and stalwart, bows to Elminster. As for the phylactery itself, and he looks across the round table to you three. The Nine Hells are tasked with destroying the phylactery. They are the ones that recovered it, and they have proven against all counsel that I had. And he looks to the twin sisters as well as some others in the room. They have proven themselves, and what I said at the start. They're all capable warriors. They're all far powerful than a lot of us around this table. And I think some of them can surpass that of even an old man like myself. We all travel to Waterdeep together. The army is stationed there, the Lord's Alliance in its full. We will wait for the Purple Dragons, and we will march as one towards the Cloud Peak Mountains, where we will mount our defence against the undead horde. And we will defeat the undead horde, and then we will defeat the Blue Flame and this so-called wannabe god, Asarak.
Do you have any comments on the giving the phylactery to save the god of the hunt? What are your thoughts on that?
He looks over towards Sigismund, who is currently biting his bottom lip to the point it's bleeding. My friend, you came to me when your god needed help, and I was not able to provide that. But I swear to you now, and he kind of bangs his cane, he's like, what stands in the way becomes the way, and if your god is cast in the chains of Asarak, then destroying Asarak, we will free your god. I promise you, we will not let him fall. And you see Sigismund his long claw-like nails that is gripping into the metallic table is currently scraping across it before he kind of pushes himself back. He's like, no, that's not good enough. This isn't good enough. This whole council is a farce. You shut up.
Not this time.
You've been eyeballing me ever since I saw you again. I've tried explaining myself to you several hundred times.
Tired.
I've told you that night was a mistake.
I forgive you. It's come too far.
Roll a persuasion check.
It's 23. I may continue. It's been too long, Sigismund. I chased you to almost every corner of Faerun. And I'm done. Elizabeth is long dead now. You were my brother. I know this might not be what you want to hear, but my God is dead. And you should prepare yourself for yours to be as well. But this is for the greater good of the entire world. Every living creature. We can work together and save the realm. Or we can continue butting heads. Not 3 weeks ago, I would have loved that idea. I would have killed you where you stood. Or at least I would have tried.
3 weeks after that.
Not anymore. This is bigger than this. Bigger than us. Bigger than any war that's been fought. This is for everything we hold dear. Look around you. People from everywhere. More powerful than anybody could imagine. All here united with one goal. To stop Asuract. Not bargain with him. This is not a creature you bargain with. This is a creature you banish. It's what we learned in the monastery. Demons cannot be bargained with. Only destroyed. You were once a follower of Helm. Remember your training, my brother. This is what we were made to do.
Out of curiosity, what's everyone's passive insight?
11.
11?
15.
15? John Claude?
13.
13. Okay. JC and Gregory, you mentioned about making pacts with demons or devils. You see Elminster gives you like a look at that, just a subtle one. You see Sigismund's look around, he's like, I've lived in your shadow for years while you learned those scriptures. I learned them too, but every single time it was Gregory. And now, when I have the power, when I am the chosen, I have found my calling. You again, Gregory. I've had enough. And you see, all the lords are like, they're all like looking around. And Elminster's like, enough of this. We don't have time. The army of the dead is upon us. Lords, your graces. Through this door, and he points to his right, there are the teleportation circles, one leading to each major destination within Faerun. Take your relevant teleportation circles and do as I've asked, and you see they all bow and they're like, Elminster, and they all start leading off the table. As for you two, you squabbling children, I can't. And you see he's like sort of reaches up to his chest, and he bangs his staff once more, and you see the door to the left opens up. And you see the chamber. So this is essentially where Sigismund's been standing. So behind Sigismund, Gregory, where you're looking over, you see the doors open up, and it almost hits you so quickly. It's like a wave of just emotion comes over you. You see a forest caked in snow with a clearing in the middle, a stone kind of rock reaching to a point with blood stains on it, all caked in snow, with a blood trail leading out where you see the scene of Elizabeth's death. No Elizabeth there, but just a door opening up into that clearing. If you two cannot settle your differences, then I do not want... Lost my accent then. I do not want either of you there. At the world's end, we will fight together or we all die. Sort out your differences. We leave in an hour. And you see he starts like kind of hobbling away. And hobbles back to his room as the two twin sisters lead him back into his chamber, leaving...
Mr. No, you're not finished.
Yeah, wait, hold on.
Hang on.
What?
Old man, you've forgotten half of your fucking sentence.
What?
What are we doing with the phylactery? I'm pretty sure Malar is... No, fucking... God damn it. No. Mollich there was obviously being the provocateur, so let's not both of them.
The phylactery...
Tell Mollich to fuck...
The phylactery is destroyed.
What are we doing with it?
The phylactery needs to be destroyed.
You did it?
No.
How?
As...
Volcano?
No, as Storm said, you need to find a fishing hamlet and burn it in there with a loved one.
Okay.
With one of our loved ones?
Whoever does the burning. There's a great price to pay. I am sorry.
What? What the fuck are you talking about? We have to sacrifice a civilian or one of us.
You see, walks
What?
away. You see Lariel leads let Storm lead him off, and she's like,
But why not you? You're surely near death.
John Claude. Did you look around the room?
Yes. Uh-oh.
A lot of us.
Upset some people.
No, you done great. Honestly, all of you have done great. This is the one that's been a bit of a bitch to you, by the way. The last time you were here, Storm was the more forgiving of the twin sisters.
Mm-hmm.
You've all done. I was wrong to judge you all. You've all done fantastic, but we're all 500 years old. We don't have loved ones left.
You have a twin sister.
Yes. We do.
Not to say that, not to say that you should be the one to burn her either. I'm just saying that, is this really the best course of action? We just seem to have decided the Nine Hells are in charge of destroying it, and they're the ones who now have to go and find a loved one.
She leads you two out.
There'll be another way, right?
She leads you two out of the circular room into the moving staircase.
I don't go. I don't go.
Did we mention the volcano idea?
I'm
not sure we fully explored
that. There must
that.
be another way to destroy this thing.
Listen. I will speak to you both.
Fine.
About
Belladonna can burn me. Let's get on with it.
And she looks around at Sigismund and Gregory, who's sort of like locking horns still, and is like,
Gregory, you've always secretly loved Mother. This whole time you've been secretly in love with him. That's why you fight so much.
Elminster needs you all of you, the Nine Hells. I know this sounds stupid. A destiny often is, but he spoke about this company that would come and would help in the fight. There's greater sacrifices to be made yet, not just with this phylactery. This is a minor one, and I will tell you about it. But first, Gregory needs to sort this out with Sigismund, otherwise none of us are leaving.
Well,
You've got time for a nap then, Fiddle.
Sigismund, I offer you restitution.
Yeah.
You have one chance to bow down now.
He stands there, and you see the snow flurries kind of coming through from the clearing, from the door behind him, that seem to enter into the chamber, seem to be drifting along the kind of stone flooring, drifting along, and you're all feeling that cold breeze coming from the border kingdoms. And, sorry. Well, didn't you say about dueling one-on-one not 20 minutes ago when we were in the Feywild? Why did you change your heart so quickly?
Bigger things at stake, Mollich.
So what happened with Elizabeth?
Bigger things at stake.
Hmm?
But if you want to do this, only one of us walks out.
What'd you get on your persuasion? 23.
You've grown strong, Mollich. I won't deny that. We could use you in this war. Don't make me deny the rest of the world that.
Just trying to think what the... Okay.
Nah, the rest of the world will be fine. Let him die.
He looks over at you, and Gregory, the Sigismund you knew from the Border Kingdom is long gone. If you take away the cat-like eyes, the obviously claw-like undead hand on his wrist, and obviously like just the copious amounts of black hair just all over his body, you take all that away, you see behind him the personality. Whatever he is now, whether he is a chosen of Malar or not, he has changed. In a gameplay perspective, his alignment's changed, but him in himself, he has changed. It's almost like Anakin turned from light to dark. His demeanour is completely different.
So there's no way around this.
Whether there is anything left in him, there's left to be determined, but from looking at him, he's almost like a completely different person. As he looks around behind at the clearing, looks back at you with a tugging a smile like he has been doing, kind of taunting you, and then he drops it, and he looks down at his feet. He's like, "Fine, brother. We will fight the undead army together, side by side."
Good.
And
I'd like to roll a something check.
you can roll an
A
insight check.
lying check. Yes, please. Don't worry about it.
What'd you get?
No, that's fine.
What'd you
I
get?
got a 5.
A 5, okay. Yeah, I mean, he's never been trustworthy anyway, but seems like he's sort of like not raring to fight him at this moment in time, which is, progress. As he looks at you, and then he holds out his undead claw hand for a handshake.
What does
With
Black
you,
Razor have to say
Gregory.
about this?
Are you asking
Well,
Black
I'd like
Razor?
to, well,
Hey, Black Razor, shall I kill this person?
Are you hungry?
I know you've always wanted to kill people, but this one?
Yeah, it's a city. Don't.
Well, I'm actually good this time.
thanks.
Cheers, Gregory.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I filled up on a guy earlier.
I'll extend my hand also.
Okay. You grab his hand, and it is cold to the touch. There is no blood flowing in this hand whatsoever as you grab it, and the claws sink in tight. What's your strength score?
Well, in general.
Yeah, just what's your total
17.
strength score for Gregory? 17. Okay, so he clasps your hand, and then his nails dig into your hand, and this is an unfamiliar feeling to you. Kind of starts crushing it a little bit. And then you see his eyes are just staring at you, and then he tugs a smile ever so slightly, and then lets go. Well then, I'll see you in the coming battle. And all of you, and he looks around to all the rest of you Nine Hells. You're all
Flip 'em
such
off.
good friends, aren't you?
Full middle finger straight at him.
Look out for your new brothers, Gregory.
I looked out for you.
You deserve them.
You have to know that.
He walks around and he walks out to the right door towards the teleportation circles where all the rest of the lords and the kings and queens went. Leaving you lot in the chamber with L'Oreal.
So then,
Okay, I made up.
destroying the phylactery.
Destroying the phylactery.
So, you see L'Oreal standing there, and she starts drifting the sphere downwards on the table. I can put a suppression spell on this
And how long would it last?
for... It's hard to tell. Guaranteed 3 days. If we're lucky, a 10-day.
Okay.
I'm... who rolled the highest on the history
For me.
check, by the way? Okay, so L'Oreal, the one of the twins that you're speaking to, she is a chosen of Mystra along with her other sister. They are both basically in a state of undying. They're part of the weave, essentially. You know, them along with Elminster, the reasons why it's probably not collapsed so far. She's almost like an aspect in herself, an avatar. She led this great army past Silvery Moon about 20 years ago, and she is renowned as potentially the best enchanter in Faerun. She has created many magical weapons that some of you might have passed in magic stores. She is one of the most powerful wizards in Faerun. And so yeah, her saying that she can suppress this magic isn't any small feat. It is probably going to take up her highest concentration to actually pull off, and that's the best she can do for you. 3 days guaranteed, a 10-day possibly. Now, to destroy it, as Storm said, and she looks down, she's like, I'm not saying it's an easy feat. Maybe you can find a loophole to this. Maybe that would work just as well for destroying a phylactery, but by the sounds of it, Asarak, in order to create this, burnt his loved ones in a hamlet, and that's how he created this vessel. And in order to undo that magic, only the same act can be done. I wish I had better news. I wish I could just destroy this outright. I've got a bloody... and she looks down at her hands. She's like, I can wish stuff away. And I can't get rid of this.
I have a favour to ask.
Yes, of course. Of course. All of you. If there's anything you would ask, please.
You say you can grant wishes.
Yes. Well, in the sense of, are you familiar with the wish spell? So one of the highest spells a wizard, a sorcerer can cast. It's one of those. It's like I can kind of create any spell. I can replicate any spell, or I'm sure Fiddle has probably mentioned it in passing, right? You know, I can create wealth, but usually because the weave is very uncontrollable in nature, the wealth would be me ending up in the jail cell of the City of Brass on a mound of gold, or next to a dragon, you know, or one of the other caveats, which is quite rightly stumbled upon by wizards a lot of the time, is I wish this person dead, and they end up getting teleported into the future to where they're an old person and you are old as well. So it has its caveats, so I have to be careful with my wording, but yes, I can grant wishes, I suppose. I'm not a genie.
I don't suppose there's a way that you could free me from my bond to a greater devil, is there?
She looks at you. Yes, Elminster did mention there might have been someone in your party bound to
There
a
is a
pact.
complication.
Oh?
And it is... It has my wife's soul. Now we can go there and we can free her. But I don't know how long that will take. But I'm bound to this sword. It has evil intent. I've resisted it up until this point, but I can feel it. Day by day, whittling away, and I need to be free of it.
Are you asking me to destroy your sword? Or to end your pact?
It's the pact.
I am sorry on that account. Devils are tricky in nature, and I am aware that the pact you made was not one entirely of your knowledge, but devil pacts rarely are. I can attempt to contact this devil if you know their name. I can see if you know where they are. I can travel there and see if I can do something about it.
What is it about
Is there anything you can tell me?
Well, it goes by the Watcher. I don't know if that's his real moniker, but we know that he's an Abzu.
Interesting. They are creatures of the first layer, Avernus,
Yes.
I believe.
Correct.
Yeah, they usually house fortresses with Zariel's armies along the River Styx. It's usually where you can find them. The Watcher. You don't have its real name.
Did we ever find that out, Fiddle? I don't believe we did.
I don't think so. No, I don't believe so.
There are two ways of getting out of a pact.
Yes.
One is destroying
Yes.
the devil. The second one is learning its true name.
Then could we use the wish spell for me to know its name?
Yeah. Not a bad idea.
I'll have to consult my wizard's spellbook. Google.
Because it's a simple wish for information.
If you want to cross-reference with me, Fiddle, then you're more than welcome to. I'm trying to look for any divination magic that might illuminate some facts.
By the way, Phil, when I suggested you take a rest earlier, I didn't believe you'd miss out on the whole session. So that was the answer you're looking for from God when you were asking him how long the meeting was? All day.
All day. Yep. That's sort of what I was thinking. This is going to be an 8-hour meeting. So I won't be able to sleep.
Yeah.
Well, 8 hours will be about 4 sessions. So good. You guys enjoy the next month of D&D.
So the actual, the listing the wish spell. So wish is the mightiest spell a mortal creature can cast. By simply speaking aloud, you can alter the very foundations of reality and to call to your desires. The basic use of this spell is to duplicate any other 8th level spell or lower. You don't need to meet. The basic use of this spell is to duplicate. Okay, I've read that line again. And it requires including costly components. The spell simply takes effect. Alternatively, you can create one of the following effects you choose. You can create an object of up to 25,000 gold piece in value. That isn't magic. The object can be no more than 300 feet in any dimension, and appears in an unoccupied space, blah blah blah. But this is the real meat of it. So you might be able to achieve something beyond the scope of the above examples. State your wish to the GM as precisely as possible. The GM has great latitude in ruling what occurs in such an instance. The greater the wish, the greater the likelihood that something goes wrong. This spell might simply fail. The effect you desire might only be partially achieved, or you might suffer unforeseen consequences as a result of how you worded the wish. For example, wishing that a villain were dead might propel you forward in time to a period when that villain is no longer alive, effectively removing you from the game. Similarly, wishing for a legendary magic item or artifact might instantly teleport you to the presence of the item's current owner. The stress of casting a spell to produce any effect other than duplicating another spell weakens you. After enjoying that stress each time that you cast a spell, you finish a long rest, you take 1d10 necrotic damage per level of that spell. So essentially, yes, but with great risk.
Yeah, so that was basically
Yeah.
how I was sort of trying
Yeah.
to RP it. And I've come across this a few times, and I'm more on the sense of being more lenient with Wish, because I think when you hear the spell, it's like, oh, that's a 9th level spell, and it's Wish. It like should be as cool as it sounds. So that's why I was looking at different spells, just seeing if there was one that I could replicate, and see if I can find some information on there. Alternatively, I could, see if I could do something else. Is there anything that you found, Benjamin? The one I can find is
No.
like legend lore, but it gives you like a brief description. It doesn't
Yeah.
really give you.
No, the only real ways I've found are pulling them from the Nine Hells and like commanding them. If we can get him here, I can like dominate monster and get him to tell me. But I can charm him and try that.
That's all.
But that's, you know, having somebody in front of you,
That's also an
just looking
option.
up,
We could
summoning devils.
entrap the creature.
Unfortunately, I think even like the 9th level gate spell, we can open up a portal that will drag him through the portal and leave him in front of us, but we'll need his specific name. A pseudonym, title, or nickname doesn't work.
Yeah. They make their names hidden for this very purpose. They usually try and destroy all documents, or the few documents they would have, they keep on their person all the times, because it is their weakness, you know. How else? And Amnesu is no creature to be trifled with either. This is information I can tell you. In terms of, if you were all to fight it now, fully rested, you would have a hell of a fight on your hands.
That's something we can't afford.
I can eat. Yeah. How do you want this to? What do you want from me, Gregory, specifically? What do you want me to do? Just see if I can end your contract with it.
But I'm not sure if that will take away my powers.
I was going to say, I don't know how this works either. We're in a time of uncertainty here. The Amnesia is almost playing as a vessel. It's stolen some of Helm's powers and is granting him to
What
you.
if I were to wish to become that vessel of Helm instead?
That could work. They could also have grave ramifications that you might not be prepared for. Being a aspect is no... And she sort of looks down in like a forlorn way. It's damning.
I know. But I've lost
But-
everything already. These two here have been my only solace.
Did you say this devil has your wife's
It does.
soul? Say if I just humour me, if I did this and I made you the aspect and it all went according to plan and the wish spell
Yes.
came through, there is a way for your wife to return. You would never be able to rejoin her again. You wouldn't be here. You know, you could feel her and touch her, but you wouldn't be there. You wouldn't be
I know.
present. You wouldn't be you anymore.
It doesn't matter. I lost her a long time ago. And I've sacrificed so much already. The things I've done, and then the things I've done in her name, they're not right. It wouldn't be what she wanted. She's better off without me. I'm not the man she fell in love with anymore. I'll do whatever it takes. If I have to sacrifice the chance of ever seeing her again, I'll do it. The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. I'll do it.
Then I'm willing to give it a try. It's the least I can do for what you've all done for us. And she looks around to all of you and she's like, well, the time is short and it is passing, and we did say we need to leave in an hour, so if you want to do this, we do this now.
I'll do it. I'll do it.
Alright. Then I'll try and help you if I can.
I don't know what to say, Gregory. You're an integral part of this group. We need you as you are. You may not be the man your wife fell in love with, but you're the man we fell in love with.
I appreciate that, Fiddle, but these are the end times now. We all must make sacrifices.
So what is it you're doing exactly?
Yeah.
You're becoming a chosen of Helm, so that you release your wife from her soul prison.
No more bondage.
So you'll still be here physically, fighting alongside
I will.
us?
It's just that I
But you won't be the same Gregory.
don't know. I'm not sure exactly what it means. But if it helps us win, I'll do whatever it takes.
So, I've just had a brainwave. I know, shocking. I'm gonna do this. So, Gregory, I've mentioned this a couple of times, and it's not a paladin thing, but I just, I like the thing so much, so fuck it. We're gonna do a divine intervention for Gregory.
We can wish that you roll under 15.
So the wish is going to basically try and essentially take the power that the Amnesu has over Gregory and just give it to Gregory, which means that he becomes that power. We're going to do this 3 times, and you're going to basically... do you remember how Divine Intervention works?
I have to roll a D100, do I not?
Yeah, and you have to get under your level.
Okay.
And we're going to do this 3 times. So you're going to have 3 chances. If you do it first time, you retain everything Gregory is and everything there.
Oh, God.
If you do it the second time, you lose a bit of Gregory. The third time might just become something else. And then if it doesn't work, then the spell doesn't work.
Oh, God.
Okay?
Okay.
So,
You still have DM's inspiration.
I don't know if that works for Divine Intervention. That's just going to hinder you, if anything. Should just add into it.
No, it's the reroll.
Oh, the
Gives you
reroll thing.
You're on hell of a time to use it.
Okay.
Just trying
You're sure about this, Gregory? It's a noble sacrifice.
That's what has to be done.
I hope to see you on the other side.
I hope to see you too.
Helm speed, brother.
If I don't have a chance to say this after, journeying with you two for these past months has been the best time of my life.
Oh, I'm shocked. I thought you were going to say
No.
horrible.
Has been good. Has been good, Gregory. Thank you for
Thank
everything.
you.
You see, Belladonna runs up and kind of gives you a big hug. She probably thinks it's probably a bit forward, but she's got tears streaming down her face, as again the empathetic sort. She's like, "Please come back."
Okay.
And she just kind of holds on a second, longer, making it just a bit too uncomfortable. And then let's go. Lariel's over there, and she's like, "You ready?"
I'm ready.
Okay, right. Let's get this wording right. Can you just say to me what the wording was again? I've just forgotten.
I wish Distill the power that the Abzu that has hold of me currently stole from my Lord and Saviour Helm. I wish to become his divine vessel on this mortal plane.
That's too many words. Just make it a short sentence.
Take the first one then.
Okay. I wish for Gregory to steal the divine power of the Amnesu that currently holds him from the divine realm of Helm. And you see the whole room just all light disappears, and this like almost Zelda-like white magical particle effects start like rifling around the room in a circular fashion, starts whirlwinding around in a slow fashion. You start seeing some of the stone flooring start to kind of almost glow up, and you all start feeling yourself a bit weightless as this strange magical power is happening within the room. Gregory, roll me the first divine intervention.
That's 32.
Okay.
That was nice and low.
Okay. The first magical shockwave goes through the room and disperses out. Knocks back all the snow in the small little pocket that's created where Elizabeth once was, where you like look over for a second before concentrating on the spell. It did not take hold.
And
I go again.
can me and JC, can we pray?
If you two want to help, now's the time.
I'd like to pray. Josh is giving me a look.
Why'd you keep making me RP? Fuck's sakes.
No, this is what JC would do, because JC's me. So.
Yeah, I put my hands together.
That's why I do such a good job. I'm just by myself, an asshole.
Okay, so what are you doing?
Praying.
Praying. I put my hands together and I start reaching out towards Helm, to Mistra, to who's my god? I have a different god. Azuth, the god of wizards. Start reaching out to anybody who will listen. Collectively the gods can come together and grant this man his one wish.
And then I say, I'm not usually a praying man, but if you're out there, please save me, Superman.
Belladonna kneels down next to you, JC. She rubs
Is
the
she praying to Superman as well?
she rubs the smirk off her face here and that. She's like, God, be serious, come on.
I'm trying really hard, I promise.
Stop messing me up. Helm, please take this devotee
Please take this devotee
as your new chosen.
As your new chosen.
as your new chosen.
Okay,
Amen.
He's worth it, we promise.
Gregory, roll your next one with advantage. So you, D100 twice, take the lower number. As you start seeing them start floating up into
That's
the middle of the room.
66. Gross. Please. Please. It's a 5!
Amazing.
The lower one, I see. I understand.
Okay.
Yes. Yes,
So-
God.
You-
Thank you.
You all
5. Get in.
You all watch as Gregory floats up, and then the second shockwave washes through, and nothing happens. And he starts floating down, and all your hearts start sinking. And you're all knelt down praying. This is something uncharacteristic for all of you, you know, doing something as divine as this. And L'Ariel seems to be waning in her magic, and then sparks coming off her fingers. And all of a sudden, one huge white light, and your ears ring. And it's almost like a nuclear bomb's gone off into this room.
I sacrificed a loved one. Does that break the phylactery?
Oh shit!
I was hoping for the second go.
It's an interesting story, B. We'll come back to that.
So you said that we lose a bit of Gregory. I think like the coolest story way to do this, he just doesn't remember us. He just doesn't have any memory
Well,
of anything that we've done.
I'll let Bobby decide how this changes his character.
I think it is
ultimately.
just down to the.
He no longer likes ice cream.
It's exactly the same. He's never had ice cream, but he would have loved
I
it.
guess in return for this, the biggest sacrifice I could ever make was just forgetting about my wife completely.
As in, like, she never existed.
It's
to
kind
you,
of a
sort
blessing.
thing.
So that's a sacrifice that the Gregory that remembered her, the sacrifice to save her, was to completely erase her altogether. Well, for him at least.
That's pretty good.
Okay. Well, Gregory, after the shockwave and the white light, you open your eyes. And you're laying in a field on a hilltop. There's a single tree. And you sit up and take a look at your surroundings, and you're in your old Helm's Inquisitor armour. And you look down at the bottom of the hilltop, and you're in a town. And you see a house all too familiar to you. It's home. You see the doors open, and you can smell Elizabeth's average stew. You know, it's not. It's one of those meals where like you pretend to like it because of how much you care for the person. Sort of meals that is blowing out from the window, calling you home. And you sort of traipse over there, walking your way, and you walk in, and you see a woman cooking, and she looks over and you see that she's got flour all up her arms and her sleeves are rolled up, and she looks over at you and she kind of wipes the flour across her forehead and gives you a large smile as her soldier returns home, and you look back at her. Who's this woman standing there? Looks like Elizabeth, but you don't know who this is. Some strange woman there. And her smile drops and looks at you and frowns. Gregory?
Who are you?
It's me, stupid. It's Elizabeth.
Who?
Don't be stupid. And you see, like, her face kind of just drops, and it all starts just peeling away. Almost like Thanos snap effect. Just
Can the
fizzles
one
out.
part of Gregory that's still hanging on, just this single tear. You're free now. I love you.
And you wake up back into the room once more, and you see JC and Fiddle are laughing over this very serious moment.
Sorry.
As Gregory, you are back in the room. You all kind of so you all see Gregory wakes up, and sorry, I'm just trying to find something here.
We'll have to add the horn back in.
Gregory, what colour are your eyes?
Green.
It's funnier if they just ignore it.
They're green. Okay, so you see Gregory wakes up, and in replace of his green eyes are icy blue eyes. As he looks around at all of you.
Gregory?
Fiddle.
It's a good start. How do you feel?
Free.
Do you feel any changes?
None that I'm aware of.
Interesting.
Well, that's good. Nothing to talk about here.
Interesting.
Better not read into that.
See, L'Ariel's on the other side of the room, and she is panting heavily. She's like,
Oh, she's still here.
yes, I'm still here. Sorry to disappoint you.
Oh, I just mean, I don't know how to fix this.
How are you, L'Ariel?
I'll survive.
Do you know what happened with him? Is he okay?
He's an aspect of Helm. There's a price to pay, Gregory. Once all this is over, and this is the greatest sacrifice I told you all about before. Once we defeat Asarak, there are empty thrones in the Divine Realms that need filling. Only the chosen can walk those steps. And she looks down at Gregory.
Wait, he's going to become a god?
We leave in half an hour. Make your preparations.
We thought you were giving up a sacrifice. You just made yourself a god.
As she sort of starts hobbling away back behind the curtain, leaving Gregory kind of like set up.
Come back. Come back. We still haven't properly discussed the...
And
the thing.
she clicks her fingers, and you see the Saphir drops, and the phylactery drops down. Ding, 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 ding. Still intact.
What do you want us to do with it?
Gregory, you look over.
We hardly have any loved ones. We hardly have any loved ones to sacrifice.
Gregory.
I only love my mother, and she's dead. Gregory only loved his wife, and she's dead.
Gregory, you look over, and it's like, yeah, the phylactery is still intact, unfortunately. There was one element of it that succeeded, but the other element that didn't work.
Rubbish.
As you'll stand there in the circular room, so you've been given about half an hour, but obviously again it's up to you lot, what you're doing with your time, how you travel, where you go, what you're doing. You've got the phylactery there. That is whoever wants to carry the phylactery, who wants to take out their responsibility.
I think we stick it in the bag of holding, right?
So, I'll carry it then.
Yeah.
Ah, wait, no.
Oh.
Didn't, if we touch it,
Yeah.
we get bad juju.
We do. We fall unconscious and move. I'm definitely the most protected, I think, from its juju. I have +6 to wisdom saving throws and advantage, so maybe I should carry it in one of my pockets if it will fit. How big is it?
You can grab it in one hand. With you, it's definitely going to be a struggle, but yeah, you can pretty much manage it with one hand. It's just like a small little jar.
Okay. Could I put it in one of my pockets of my jacket?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll do that then. I'll pick it up, put it in my pocket.
Okay. So as you go to pick it up, Fiddle, and put your fingers around it, nothing happens.
Nice.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
It is magically suppressed for 3 days.
3 days.
Good to know.
Good to know.
That's rock and roll.
Maybe a
Straight
nap.
after this nap.
Maybe a nap. Still, we have to sacrifice somebody. Oh my god. Sacrifice a loved one.
So we already decided we'll get Belladonna to burn me. It'll be fine.
We can't do that.
For why?
Fiddle?
Just we should at least draw straws.
How
who's
much
going to get
do you
burned
love
in
FM?
shit. I love FM. I've thought about this. I thought, great, FM, I'll burn him, but I can just bring him back, so I'm sure it won't
Well, it's a
work.
loophole that we could play on.
We could try. I thought
Not
about it
if we only
straight
get
away.
one shed.
But, sorry?
Not if you only get one shed.
I'm sure we can find multiple sheds. Fishing hamlets. A hamlet. A hamlet's like a village, isn't it? We need to burn like a whole village as well.
No, it would be like a lodge. Yeah, I'll say
Like a
hamlet
shed,
because
yeah.
I like the name.
Yeah. So a building next to a lake.
Yeah,
we use
essentially.
to fish.
Yeah, a little fishing hut.
Okay. Little fishing hut. Okay. Well, yeah, we'll try FM. See what happens. And then I think maybe we draw straws about who gets burnt alive. Unless we come up with any other clever plans before we get there.
Yeah, I think you raise a good point. I do think it's funny that the leaders of the world.
Yeah. They just
Kills three.
decided. You three, you found it. You're in charge of destroying it.
Go kill someone.
I don't
go
think.
on.
Yeah, it was just such like a quick decision. This is the only way to destroy it. The only way. Well, I need a nap anyway. I suppose I'll go for a nap. We'll wake up tomorrow. Well, I'll spend the whole day researching to see if I can figure out any other way to destroy it. And then we'll go from there, I guess. Yeah, we'll try FM, see whether that works. And if it doesn't, we'll draw straws, and one of us will be burnt by the other two. For the greater good, right?
The greater good.
I don't mind being eaten.
For the greater good. This is rubbish. Stupid Asarak. Well, come on then. A nap.
Okay, so
Do I even need to rest
if you're
anymore?
going for no, so essentially, and you'll be happy with this, you'll get a level up because of Gregory's feat that you just achieved.
Yay. A level up.
So yeah, but just keep in mind where you're at the moment. So again, I've done this before, but your states remain
Yeah.
the same. Just you'll level up, but obviously D&D Beyond refreshes everything.
Now, and then...
I'd like to try and open my box, please.
Yeah, let's just do some little things.
You're getting those was it a phantom itch? My finger should be bleeding by now.
Yeah, I suppose
Yeah.
we sit around and wait for an hour. Wait for Elminster to be ready.
An hour's not enough. It takes 3 to open it fully, doesn't it?
You've already opened it, haven't you?
Have I?
Yeah, you already opened it.
Yeah, you opened it.
Oh, did I? What did I get?
You got that brooch.
It's over.
free.
It's over. It's finished. It's okay. Go back to sleep.
It's okay. It's okay, Mr. Clark.
My box. My box. I must open my box.
Here it is. It's open.
You opened it 10 years ago.
Yeah. Okay, then I've got to save the world. You also did that. Go back to sleep. My family come to visit. Sorry.
You will take a short rest and prepare for travelling to Candlekeep, I assume is your desired destination, which you're definitely not going to flip out on next session and decide to go Waterdeep, because I will kill you all. With Elminster.